Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's kick today off with an in-depth candle review from Yankee Candle. This is the Honey Bee Tea Iced Tea and Honey. I recently picked this up in a very small Yankee Candle haul that I placed online. This candle ended up being a little different from my initial expectation. If I'm gonna be like brutally honest, I didn't love this on cold sniff when I first did my initial haul video. I wasn't super impressed with the fact that I felt like the honey portion of this iced tea and honey fragrance was missing on cold sniff. Now, I did get just a little bit of sweetness when I finally lit this up, but I was really surprised with myself just in terms of how much I ended up enjoying this one, based on the fact that on cold sniff, I would have probably returned it. Listen, had my local Yankee Candle store not closed down at my mall several years ago, I would have totally put this into a bag and drove down to the mall and exchanged this for something else. The closest Yankee Candle to me right now is literally an hour's drive. It's not really an hour away, but I live in Portland and traffic here is horrific. Really any time of the day, and the one mall in our area that still has a Yankee Candle is literally on the complete opposite end of town here, and I'm not willing to make that drive, not for a candle that I paid $15 for. Probably cost me $15 in gas just to go exchange it. So I was like, we're burning it. Listen, we bought it. We're gonna go ahead and burn it. We're gonna see what it's like, and we'll review it. So here we are. Let's review this candle, you guys. I'll go ahead and link this at the very top of the description box. This is currently a part of the semi-annual clearance sale, or SAS sale, that is happening at Yankee Candle. This particular candle is part of the 4 for $48 special, or $15 each, and there's a limit of 12. I don't know what person would purchase 12 of just this scent here, but I'm sure there's someone that absolutely adores it. So yeah, anyway, if you want it, it's currently on sale, and like I said, I'll have it linked. Let's go ahead and dig in, you guys. If you're new around here, I like to read through the scent story as well as the top, middle, and base notes. I then like to tell you what my nose detects in the fragrance here. I will also tell you what this reminds me of, because it turns out it's kind of a nostalgic fragrance for me. Then we'll get into the overall strength and throw, and then of course address any burn issues that may have popped up with this one. All right, let's dig into the scent story. It starts off kind of funny. It says, this is a citrus fragrance. It's just such a weird sentence. Anyway, brewed under the sun, refreshing notes of lemonade, iced black tea, and golden honey swirl together in a buzzing fragrance blend. The top notes are lemonade, citrus, and black tea. The middle notes are iced tea, mint leaves, and green. And at the base, we have honey and simple syrup. Now, there are a number of these notes that just went right over my head, or my nose is broken and I don't smell them, or they're just not present in the fragrance. I don't know which it is, but I would love to know your take on this one if you also picked it up and purchased it on a blind buy like I did. I really expected this to be a lot sweeter than what it actually is. So based on the notes, I kind of almost expected a little bit of a Arnold Palmer experience. So an Arnold Palmer, if you're not familiar, is just lemonade mixed with iced tea. I love an Arnold Palmer in the summer. I think it's refreshing, delicious. It's kind of an, interesting flavor. That is not what this is. This is not an Arnold Palmer. I do smell just the tiniest bit of maybe like a lemon zest in here, But lemonade and straight up citrus, no. Do I smell black tea? Absolutely. This is a definite black tea base here. The middle notes of iced tea, yes, as long as that iced tea is a black iced tea, absolutely. Mint leaves and green, oh, not really. Honestly, I really don't smell mint in here at all. I'm a little bit of a bloodhound when it comes to mint specifically because it's not always my favorite fragrance note. And I don't smell any other type of green, whether that's like a green grass or a leafy greenness or any other type of green note that might be floating out there in the universe. I just don't smell anything green in here. Now, the base notes of honey and simple syrup, this is also virtually non-existent. There's definitely no simple syrup. There might be the slightest hint of honey, but oddly enough, it's honey without a lot of sweetness to it, which just seems like that's not really a thing. But oddly enough, it can be a thing because that's what I smell in this fragrance. I smell honey, but it's not a super sweet honey note. And it's also not the bulk of the fragrance either. I used to do a lot of traveling when I used to work for a university in recruitment, and I was newer to the team, and nobody really wanted the southern states because they were really hot at the time that we were doing our recruiting trips, and nobody wanted to go there. So being the new guy on the team, I got sent to places like Texas, New Mexico, some areas of Arizona. You know, like it's very warm down there. And I tell you what, they love their sweet tea in the South. Yes, they do. And it is very sweet. A lot of times when I would, you know, like order dinner, I would order a sweet tea just to kind of experience it in the different states that I was in at the time. And it was always so intensely sweet that most of my meals, I could not even finish the sweet tea. It was so sugary that you could almost like chew on the sugar crystals. It was so sweet, just way too much. I love a sweet tea, but like Southern sweet tea is way too intense for me. So I would certainly not consider this like a Southern sweet tea fragrance at all. If you live in the South and if that's what you're used to, yeah, this is not that at all. But you know what this reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of I believe it was Nestea, not Nestle. Nestea used to have a granulated iced tea mix that my mom would buy for me during the summer. My mom worked year-round, and she wasn't able to take the summers off. And so to kind of keep my brothers and I happy when we would have to stay home during the summers while she was at work, you know, she would buy us different treats. And one of the things that I ironically asked for quite a bit, especially in high school, was that Nestea mix in the 90s, because I really liked that. It was almost like an artificial iced tea flavor. I don't know. I really liked it. But I feel like this fragrance reminds me of sticking my nose into that granulated iced tea mix. There's that little hint of lemon. There's that definite black, intense black tea. There's that little hint of like sweetness that you could smell in the mix. And this really just reminds me of sticking my nose into that jar of Nestea granulated iced tea mix. It's really a nostalgic fragrance for me. I did not expect to enjoy this as much as I did, but I kind of like this. Not enough to go ahead and purchase more of it at this point because I'm on a little bit of a candle low to no buy right now. But also just because I also have a lot of other summer candles to get through, and this is definitely not something that I would burn at any other time of the year. And I don't have a lot of candle storage right now. So I'm actually hoping that Yankee maybe brings this one back. We'll see. I feel like it wasn't a super popular fragrance with a lot of people. But I, like I said, ended up really enjoying it. So who knew? I'm glad that my local Yankee candle closed because, like I said, I would have totally brought this one back just based off of like opening that box, sticking my nose in it, and expecting something a little different. totally would have brought this one back, but I'm glad that I wasn't able to. Turns out it's actually pretty good. Let's dig into the strength and throw. Now, I do think this one has a decent strength and throw. I think it would be a little better if it was bumped up just a tad, but I would put the average strength and throw of this right around a 7. So definitely a room filler, does travel outside of the immediate area where I'm burning it. But does it fill up the bulk of the downstairs of my house? No, it does not. And that's okay. I don't actually mind burning this alongside some of my other slightly sweeter candles. This is gonna sound like a weird combo, but I've been burning this alongside the Pink Sands from Yankee Candle, and I really kind of like that combo. It doesn't seem like the two fragrances would go well together, but I felt like they paired actually pretty good, at least in my house here. So yeah, not exorbitant strength and throw out of this one, but also not unscented either. So this is an acceptable strength and throw for me. And just based off the performance of this one, if it did come back in the future, I would definitely consider purchasing this one again next summer. I do wish that maybe they would add just a little more honey and maybe a little bit more lemon to this one. Honestly, I think an Arnold Palmer candle would be fantastic, but that is not what this is. So I don't want anyone who is purchasing this to have that impression. If that is what you are expecting, that's not what I got here. In terms of burn issues, I haven't had any. We are at the halfway point now. As you can see, this hasn't been lit for very long. It's not fully pulled out yet, but I will go ahead and give you guys the overhead shot so that you can see what we are working with here. So you can see, not fully pulled out. Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Not fully pulled out, but no real wax residue remaining on the side of the jar, no discoloration. Let's see, it's not super hot yet, so I feel like I can do this. There's not a ton of like discolor, well, really any. Let's see, let's keep going around here, get a few different areas. Ooh, that's getting hot towards the front. All right, we're done with that. But yeah, no real discoloration here. I think this has had a really nice burn. The wicks are nice and strong. These are not fragile wicks, and I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, good burn. No complaints. Is it one of those fragrances that I'm gonna say everybody needs to go out and get this? No, but it is pleasant. And listen, if you wanna kind of, take yourself back to the 90s, if you too were a latchkey child whose mother just, would buy fun treats during the summer and then have to go off to work. This definitely takes me back to that. And listen, I have fond memories of that time. My brother and I had a good time being home alone. I was older than him, so I was always in charge. And I just remember sitting out on our back porch that we had and watching my brother play in the above ground pool, which I really wasn't interested. And I would just sit there with my iced tea and watch him splashing around. I have fond memories of that, and I feel like this particular fragrance kind of takes me back to that time. So anyway, I'm a fan. If you have this one, let me know what you think about it. I feel like, again, the reception wasn't super great for this one, but it really turned around for me once I actually lit it. I'm glad that I did not return it, and I'm gonna continue enjoying it because, I don't know, why not? So yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Like I said, I'll have this linked at the top of the description box if you wanna go read up more about it or order it as a part of SAS. The information is there for you. Please subscribe if you are new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.